light of this little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, this little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine.
This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord, would you please just let it shine. Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night the pain ain't right. I wake up at night, I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man, I need to breathe. All I know is trauma, all I know is tickets. All I know is no visit, all I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for me. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And make bad guy father get out soon. And the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to child each morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a couple of noodles. Hey, you know what that feel like? Yeah, you know what it is. And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine, a little light of mine. Bad guy, Doughboy Week, all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, Week. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gonna pop off that LV. Ooh-wee. Cause that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Salute. You do good, bro?
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining me this evening on Turning a Moment into a Movement. I am J Love, and welcome to Turning a Moment into a Movement. I'm the host, and I also represent the Justice for Gerard movement. Gerard is my son who was wrongly convicted for a crime he didn't do, innocent, and he went to jail for that. And because of the journey with Gerard and all the people I met on that journey, created this platform called Turning a Moment into a Movement. So thank you for joining us. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So subscribe to our platform. And also, if you need to get in contact with us, email us at turningamomentintoamovement@gmail.com. So our mission is Turning a Moment into a Movement was inspired by the wrongful conviction of Gerard Haycraft and built from the urgent need to create a safe, empowering space for all who have been harmed by injustice. Our mission is to shine a light on wrongful convictions, over sentencing, and neglect of those who are mentally ill or medically fragile within the criminal legal system. We are committed to uplifting voices, sharing truths, and advocating for those too often silenced. Through education, community organizing, and courageous storytelling, we work to disrupt the systems, policies, and pattern that fuels injustice, transforming awareness into collective action and turning every moment into a movement for real change. So, thank you for joining us this evening. Um, Tonight, we're coming on, we're going to do something a little different. And so, we just ask you to sit back with us. We're going to be talking about the crisis at Huron Valley and Krystal Clark this evening. And as soon as I get this, and Krystal Clark this evening. And so, from a space of being advocates in this movement, to give voices to the ladies at Huron Valley. Since we started this movement, we have spoken to, I don't know, maybe close to 60 women who were formerly incarcerated inside the Huron Valley prison, and also people who used to work there. And so it's been a tough journey, but we're seeing some stuff going on. And so we wanted to just sit back and just have a real conversation with everyone this evening. I'm going to bring on my partner in crime, Trisha Dugworth. Hi, Trisha.
Mm, mm, mm.
Uh-oh.
Hello, Jay. How you
How are
doing
you
tonight?
this evening? Just introduce yourself and tell everybody what it is that you do.
I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody. Nah, but for real, now my name is Trisha. Um, some call me T Duck Wheezy, or I call me T Duck Wheezy, and I am tonight just a community organizer, right? I'm coming
Mhm.
from a place of a community organizer tonight. I'm not representing any organization or nothing like that because tonight I'm gonna say what I want. Um, and so, because of that, again, there are organizations I'm affiliated with. However, on tonight, um, I think I'm just showing up as just me, just a community member, somebody that is passionate about seeing change within our community. Tired of the lip service from a lot of folks as it pertains to change, right? I think we like to talk change more than we like to walk change. And so, for me, it takes both. And I don't know, I'm not necessarily happy about why we here tonight, right? The topic per se, but I'm always grateful to be alongside you, Jay, and just thank you for just lending this platform to the mission. Um, I never thought when we started, that it would be this, like 200 shows later, right? Just still standing 10 toes down, and you leading the way in turning a moment to a movement and just making it be something that helps people to have a voice. I have to just, when people reach out like, hey, can I come on the show? I'm like, let me ask Jay, you know. Um, and so I'm just grateful. I'm even grateful that people understand what the platform is, what the platform has to offer, and how, when you raise your voice, man, when you realize that you can't be silenced, and if all you have is your voice, you got to stay sounding the alarm and doing the work, and sometimes fighting a good fight, and sometimes getting into good trouble until we see change. So, love to everybody and to you.
Yeah. Yes, Trisha. I know when we first started this, I told you the other day, like we just heard a cry for help, and that's what it was. We didn't know it was gonna morph into what it is today. Is So I'm so grateful to be working alongside you and our other partners, our community partners. It's We have so many other people that's behind the scenes that's working with us, and I know that we get the blunt of the out here these abolitionist streets, but but yeah. So I just want to thank you and Shawana. She was on here. She'll be back, I'm sure, and we're gonna get started. I don't know where to start. It's been so much going on. Um, I just want everybody to know we come from an authentic place. You know, it's nothing that we're doing is for any other reason other than helping save a life. That's what we jumped on this for. We heard a cry for help and we did not stop. So I just wanted to put that out there before we get started because so many times the narrative gets changed and that's all we're here for. So this week this week has been crazy. There was meetings, all kinds of secret squirrel meetings and all kinds of things going on. But things are still the same at Huron Valley. They still making the women clean up the mold. We even saw today an article came out and they're cleaning up the mold. Robertia, what is you doing on the street? Robertia, what you checking
Hey.
in? And so we saw that they are cleaning up the mold still today, which they said there is a mold or is normal, but they're sucking it all out. But we can let's start there, Trisha.
You know, when I saw the article and just talking about the same exact thing that we have been sounding the alarm about, it was just so disheartening because I'm like, why are they still remediating mold? I think I told you before, thank goodness for, having a good landlord. I had mold in my home. And they came in here with hazmat suits. Me and my dog and the family had to get out of here. So why is it that we are still making humans clean mold as a retaliatory thing for them fighting for their lives? Right? It's just it's so despicable in my opinion. And I think about, when we first put the legislators in a group chat, they looked at it as bothering them or, I'm trying to impede upon their personal time. And, we were looking at it like, oh my gosh, we'll be able to give them blow by blow, so they'll know exactly what's going on. They'll know the timestamps, they'll be able to get this information. Cause I'm thinking at that time, like, maybe they don't know the extent of what's going on, right? Let's just pop it in here so that they can get real time.
Yes, that was our thought, but it got wild after a while. We started telling them blow by blow because we'll get a call and say, hey, they making the women clean up the mold and people are getting sick and blah, blah, blah. And so we are texting the legislators. We like 8 legislators in the chat and we like, hey, this is what's going on and clean up the mold. And so, and sometimes we would get radio silence, like
Most
nothing.
times radio silence.
Most of the time, nothing. And so unless we were pushing, just like texting them back to back. I remember, and this was just recently when Krystal couldn't use the bathroom. She was being retaliated against for using the bathroom. And we're texting them and letting her know that she can't go to the handicapped bathroom that she's trying to go to. Nobody says nothing. And this was like 3-4 hours of texting. So we just finally took, we had a thought, we put it into action, it happened. We started that prison and we had people on Facebook calling the prison. And they let her use the bathroom. And it took us an hour to get her to the bathroom. Where it could have took them maybe 5 minutes out of their time to make a call to find out what was going on. Just things like that. And so fast forward to go back to the oversight hearing. We were running around here. It was me, it was you, it was even Revertia. We was running around here trying to get information to legislators about what was going on in Krystal Clark. We sat up with them. We even had Krystal call so she could talk on the phone with them. And what happened to these people? I don't know. Hey, Shawana,
Hey, ladies.
how are you?
I'm good.
Introduce yourself, Shawana.
Hi, my name is Shawana Vaughn. I'm the director of Silent Crime. And been in this years, and I have the only mass incarceration mental health bill in the country called post traumatic prison disorder.
Yes. We just talking of just giving everybody a brief background of this Huron Valley. Um, Shawana, when did you get started with it?
About 10 years ago, uh, I came to Michigan to help the men, and the men told me to help the women. And, and here we are. It's been about 10 years. It's been a 10 long, hard year fight of silence
Mm-hmm.
and avoidance. And if we don't talk about it, it doesn't exist.
Yeah. I remember when you told us about Teresa Dunlap, and we were like pressing. We was on here talking about Teresa Dunlap. You was talking about Teresa Dunlap, and to give people a little bit of background who may be your first time listening. Teresa Dunlap was incarcerated in Huron Valley, and she had mold growing in her chemo port,
Hmm.
and that mold took her down fast. I mean,
Yes.
really super duper fast. And her family was fighting for her, and everybody was trying to get her a Clint. Ask the governor, ask. Nothing happened. And what happened? Teresa Dunlap passed.
That lady came home in a urn, and it was unfortunate because they did not even release her body to her family, and I don't think people even know that or understand because she was still state property, and an autopsy could have been done, but it would have shown the mole in the body, in the bloodstream. This lady was cremated by the state and then sent home.
Mm-hmm.
So all you could do was have a memorial service. And
Yeah.
that's not even giving loved ones a choice of what to do with their own family. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that is inhumane and it's against the law. But when you do human violations and you're killing people, you want to cover up your state sanctioned murders. And that's all that is.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. State sanctioned death sentences. I think that was one of the flyers I saw while we was out there. One of the signs I saw while we was out there on Wednesday. State
Yep.
sanctioned death sentences.
Hmm.
It's interesting because I think about how much power this institution has built. You know, I'm like, are they tying people up? Are they threatening legislators? Like, what is going on? Because, they're straight telling people, like, we don't give a F who you tell. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing. And I would have to say, up until this point, they're looking like they're about right.
They've been
I mean,
right.
what has been done? I look. Let's talk about September the 5th. Let's just give a little timeline, right? Because again, we've been back to back to back to back to back. Then we, got to Congresswoman Dingle like, hey, we need this meeting. Come on, meeting. And what happened? She got a meeting September the 5th. Donovan McKinney, Jimmy Wilson, Morgan Foreman, Sue Shink, former state rep Felicia Brayback. I want to say I think Jason Morgan. I think somebody from the Black Caucus. Um, it was
Jimmy Wilson.
Heidi Washington, her team. I believe Kyle, her team. I'm sure if Heidi Washington was there, Tommy was there. Tommy, as they were saying, oh, that's a little nickname. But so they were all there and with crystals, right? So in my opinion, at that time, as a director, you seeing how someone looks. I at that time would have said, "Oh my God, let me get her the hell out of here." But no, there's a double down after that to where they made Krystal start seeing a team of doctors. She couldn't even see people or ride a kite to even see anybody. They would just say, "Nope, you get to see us once a month with everybody." We know that was a act of retaliation, right? But
Took all
again,
the medicine away.
took all of her medicine away. Said she had to come walk over there. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if the rollator came before or after that because there was a fight just for her to get her walker. She had a wheelchair. They took the wheelchair. And then we fought. I think it was after the meeting, and they finally gave her a rollator. But that's a little unsafe. So all these things going on, and mind you, after the meeting, we still in the chat like, come on, let's go. Y'all do the pop ups, right? Because we know in 2022, the lame duck session, they lost their pop-up abilities, right? But now they got them back. So I'm just like, for sure that they're gonna just like be popping up. You know what I'm saying? So we texting them like, hey, it's raining in there. They come back, oh, well, they said it's only raining in the classroom. Okay, it's all right.
No, it's cold. Ain't no heat on.
It's cold, ain't no heat. Oh, they said that the women walking around in in shorts and t-shirts. They said like so everything that we report, our legislators take back to them, and they tell them whatever they want them to hear, and then the
And
legislators
they
come.
repeat it. They regurgitate it like it was the truth.
So finally, one day I said, "Look, stop telling me what they said without telling me what you said to push back because you have the evidence." Oh, so what you? One of them got smart. Oh, so you don't want no more updates? Then I didn't say I didn't want no updates, but I want to know what you did to push back because you know they're lying. We have to assume because people keep dying that their asses is lying. But no, instead of challenging them, the challenges always come to us. Oh, they're giving out misinformation on Facebook. Oh, Facebook drama. Oh, that's just always gaslighting instead of helping save lives. Lori Pahusky.
Mm, got a video. You want to go there first, or you want to wait for the video?
Look, yeah, yes, do yeah. I'll wait for the video.
Okay, you guys. So Krystal, I think the first young lady had passed away, and Krystal had no. She did a video that same day. We all found out that morning. She called like early before I seen it broadcast anywhere, and she was so frantic because every time somebody go to the hospital or they die, she's look at Krystal. She's thinking I'm next, right? And so later on, we see Lori Pahusky on the TV saying that, hey, she reached out to me. She reached out to me and told me she was cleaning the mold. And I'm thinking, well, what did you do? What happened? What did you say? Well, she called and told you. Did you go? So I want to play Krystal, what she has to say. So.
Hi, Lori. Hi, how you doing? This is Mrs. Clark. This is Krystal Clark, who you came and saw, state rep. I just wanted to let you know that since the last time you saw me, I think you came and saw me in February. I'm not doing good at all. We just lost another lady, as I know that you're aware of it now, that we have lost another lady. I just want to know, state rep, Lori, like, I just don't understand. You came up here, you visited me, you seen everything. You had all the paperwork, the medical paperwork, black and white. I could tell that you've been doing your research and you've been on, everything about me and about the facility. I'm just lost for words, and I don't understand. You said you was going to come see me more. You said you was going to stay on it. What I don't understand is the way I'm looking now. Everything has got worse. I don't understand how the people wait on the last minute until people die and lose their life. The young lady was 28 and lost her life, and she was begging for help. Not only that, I've been begging for help for 16 years. Nothing is being done. You seen the warden lie right in your face that he didn't know anything about Krystal Denise Clark. You seen this right in your face. He told you. You're very aware of Hottie Washington, the director of the facility, not doing nothing, came and saw me, did a meeting September the 5th of last year with other state reps. And you were very aware of this when you did the hearing. When you did the hearing, I had faith, I had hope in you and trusted you. But to see and know that you just not continue on fighting for not just me, us, it's just hurt. My son and my mother came up here yesterday and seen me. You know how I had to keep myself from laughing, from breaking down to my family, for them to see me like this? I don't deserve this. No one deserves this. As a human being, you have kids. You told me. You can't look in your kids' eyes and not do anything. Just let this go. You told me you wouldn't do this. Instead, now that a lady's life is taken, you calling on for investigation when it should have been one already done. Continue on. And it could have been one done for Krystal Denise Clark. Do I matter? Because it seems like I don't matter. It seems like everybody used to get a little talk and say this and say that and don't continue on anything. I'm a human being. I matter. And what they are doing is so disgusting. How a state rep allowing this to happen. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to make nobody angry, you angry. But this is my life. This is something that you are very aware of. And the people is sitting in my face every day. That's who is neglecting my help that's killing me. This is attempted murder on all parties. And nothing be done? I don't matter? This is a shame. And it's not a shame. It's a shame on all the people that could have did something, that's supposed to did something. You don't wait till a life is taken to take action when you are very aware of the situation. And like I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But what is it going to take for me to lose my life next? For somebody to jump and call on we're going to call on an investigation? No! These people should be gone. It should have been gone. How is they allowed to have jobs and sitting here? All right, I'm asking you for answers. This is just heartbreaking. Someone had to bury their child by having births that could have been saved once again. Now we had this hearing, and what come out the hearing? What has been done since we had this hearing? Another life is taken. Krystal Denise Clark is sitting here suffering, fading away. What is we going to do about this? I want to know, what is we going to do about this? We going to the media, we going to newspapers. Are we keeping up with this? Or are we just calling out one time and letting it go? You can't focus on this and this and that and not keep it going. You can't call this out and not keep it going. This is not a game. This is not a toy. This is someone's life. So I'm asking you and all of you, state reps, do your job. No one is trying to make you do more than your job. No one. I'm no one. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or none of that. This is my life. Look at me. Hard to sleep. Getting attacked every day. Medical neglect every day. Getting tortured every day. You know why? Me speaking out and telling y'all what's going on and how they treat me and telling the world, thinking that y'all gonna be by my side doing the right thing. And you know the first thing they say, them state reps ain't gonna do nothing. They know about it. And they prove y'all to be, look what they saying about y'all. And it do seem like it's the truth because y'all do not follow up with things. Why come in here and make it worse for us? You stay. You stay where you at if you're not going to do the right thing and do your jobs. We're not asking for no more. This is so disgusting. And I had to say something because when I gave you that hug and you asked me, could you have a hug? As a mother, as a woman, I thought you would look at it and feel my pain and my hurt and my suffering. Not only for me, for my kids. It's like you said, your kids. For my kids. Wow. You never know who you can trust. You never know who's for you, who's not. But you don't got to trust anybody. It's still do your jobs. So when you call on this investigation, this news thing, whatever you do, I pray to God that you continue on and not just speak up one time. You know and I know that all them people should have been fired. All the life they took it. All the people that sitting here suffering. They should not be here. They should have been gone. Just like you say, they should be subpoenaed on that stand. The warden, Jeremy Hopkins, yes. Heidi Washington, yes. They all should. We want answers. As well as you should want answers. How is this being allowed? He sat right in your face and said he didn't know anything about Krystal Clark. When the whole world, damn near the whole world know. And y'all don't know how you saw the update pictures. Now I know how you saw the update because I haven't saw you but that one time. You said you was gonna be back and see me. It's May now. That was in February, and I haven't saw you. But I pray you okay, and I pray that you do the right thing. I thought you was gonna be on that TV with Dylan, because I had hope and faith in you, Dylan. I can't do nothing but thank him for doing the right thing, doing his job. When that man came and saw me, I just knew that he was gonna do the right thing, and he did. He didn't hesitate. He did. All of you should have been right there on his side, standing right there, calling out this place. Want answers, demanding for these people to get this place to get shut down and them to get walked off the facility. Not only walked off the facility, they deserve to be in handcuffs. People like that deserve to be in handcuffs. They are murderers. And you know just as well as I know. All these games being played and people scared to speak out. Well, I am Krystal Clark, and I stand for what's right. And they took my freedom, but they won't take my voice. We got rights. We matter. We matter. So all I'm asking you, is to do the right thing. Help us before it's too late. We already lost another one. Don't let it be no more. Stop letting them tell y'all anything. All these lies they are telling y'all is lies. And you know just as well as I know. He told you one right in your face. This place should have been shut down. The mold is still growing as they keep on acting like they're cleaning it and fixing it. There's no fixing it until they tear this place down. And you know that. The world know that. So why is we sitting here acting and they pretending like they fixing this place when I'm just suffering and I'm dying in here? Let's face the fact. And you know goodness well if nothing don't happen for me soon that I won't be here. You can just look and you can just see, but you're not in my body to see how it's eating and how it's affecting me. But I'm telling you how. I told all of you. I'm on all this medication, but I'm still housing something that I'm allergic to. It's affecting me every day. Instead, you see what they do to me? They make me look like I'm just crazy. It's all in my head, and you told me that. It's not crazy. It's not all in your head. It's real. You told me that. I had hope in you that you was gonna do the right thing. My God, I just wanted to just talk to you for a little bit and just let you know how hurt, how I feel let down, how I feel neglected. It's just, I guess I had a little more faith in you as to being a mother, as you being a mother and you talking to me. That's all I want to tell you. May God bless you. And may God bless you all. And you never know when you have to be in our shoes. Anything can happen. And I pray to God y'all never be in our shoes. You never know who you might need. I just feel like you felt this. No disrespect. Don't take this the wrong way. I feel like you felt me. Let me speak for me. I feel like you felt me. Because you could do more and you could have did more. You could have. But you choose not to. You choose to move on to the next thing. And that hurts. That really hurts.
You have 1 minute remaining.
So may God bless you. May God bless your family. I hope you'll take this personal. This is my life. You have to understand, this is my life. My kids need me. Looking into my kids, my son, and my mother eyes yesterday. Do you know how they hurt? Do you? You don't know. You don't know how that made me feel to let them see me like this. And the pain that they've been going through for 16 years. And the fight that they've been fighting for 16 years for her child, my kids, for their mother. And how I've been fighting for my freedom in my life for 16 years, begging and pleading for help. And no one hear you. You've been ignored. You've been neglected. How would that make you feel? How would that make your kids feel? Your mother feel? I'm just asking. This is disgusted. So disgusted on all parties. On all parties. This is so...
So Krystal was expressing her deep hurt and frustration, disappointment after yet another elected official failed to follow through on promises. That seems like that's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Trisha.
No, it's hard to hear the pain in somebody's voice, you know. Thinking you can reach out to people and you know that they will help you. And then it makes me realize why the other women aren't saying anything, because look what happens when you say something, nothing. Now you put yourself into jeopardy or harm's way or retaliation to come against you with no help from it. You know, and I think about Lori, I wasn't like getting smart with her or nothing. I just wanted to remind her what she said, you know. I mean, again, I called her that day and said, hey, you know, thank you for the public hearing. We really need to keep pushing. We got more witnesses. We got families. Please, let's continue to push. And she said, well, the focus of the next public hearing I'm pushing for is the women being filmed while they're being strip searched. And I say, yes, I understand. That is important, but it's not a crisis, right? We need to keep pushing about this crisis, about the healthcare, about the conditions, about Krystal, about women that are sick. We just need to keep pushing. And she said, I can't do everything. And I was like, well, okay. And because I know how they get like, all fragile and then try to say I did something, I didn't even push back. I said, well, okay, thank you. And I just got off the phone, you know? And then I think about Kyra calling her, you know, Kyra calling her and reaching out for help. And then you going around on a press run talking about, oh, she reached out to me. Well, tell us what was your response. Don't just tell us that she reached out to you. We want to hear what you did. How did you respond to her? Because you could have saved her life. Possibly. You could have been there for her. Because that's what she was reaching out for. Nobody, it's like when our elected officials, when you reach out to them, they act like it's a bother. And that's why, for me, while they're calling for Heidi Washington to resign, I think they should all resign because they put their political seats, they put their campaigns, they put their special interests in front of human life. And then gaslighting us as if we're the problem. Like, I got tired of that, which is why I'm running for office right now. Because at the end of the day, if we cannot, what's the saying? If you can't beat them, join them. No. If you can't beat them, unseat them.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't beat them, unseat them. Because at the end of the day, we can't keep doing that. And if you can't do something as an elected official, I get it because you're one of 110. But one thing they can't take from you in them legislative halls is your voice. You can sound the alarm. You can stand with the community. You can use your platform. I'm so excited for the possibility of the opportunity to organize alongside community in Lansing the way that it's supposed to be. Our elected officials get down there and they forget you put them there. They forget what's most important. And our state rep said it best. He said, hey, there are more things going on in Ypsilanti other than in Huron Valley. And lo and behold, 2-3 days later, we lost a precious soul. She was 28 years old. And then another day after that, somebody else, and then somebody else, and somebody else. Hell, to 2 ambulances being in and out of there when we were standing out there protesting last week. Who is going to stand up? Who's going to give a damn? I'm asking our state rep, Jimmy Wilson, stop being offended about everything and come alongside the community and work. You say you do the work, you don't fight. In this work, it sometimes is a fight. So if you're not fighting for us and you have that seat, State Rep Wilson, then who will?
The fight is not polite. I think they think it's supposed to be nice and polite and cutesy. It's not, especially when people are dying. People are dying. They know since 2017, I think, if not earlier, that she was highly allergic to mold. She didn't look like that, and like how she looked today. Those pictures we got in the other day, we was devastated. Everybody saw those pictures and was just like, what the hell is this? Her mother and son got themselves together and got here and went straight to Huron Valley. They live in North Carolina to go see Krystal because her mother was just distraught knowing that this is happening to her daughter who has claims and wrongful convictions. And now she got a death sentence of mold by NDOC. And to hear them say, hey, there's no mold in there, or the mold's not a lot of mold in there, or it's like lightly molded, whatever their excuses that they're always using regarding that mold, is gaslighting. And they should be ashamed that this lady looks like this and nobody's saying or doing nothing.
State
Go ahead.
sanctioned death. State sanctioned death. And, we were all at the hearing and we heard Kyle Kaminsky. We heard Keith Barber, who is the ombudsman. We heard him. We heard that man ask for more money for his office, who doesn't investigate and does not stand in the gap. Yet he wanted more money to do nothing. And when you've had a job for 40 years,
Mm.
you no longer work for the people. You work for the Michigan Department of Corrections. And while they're calling for Heidi Washington's job, where is the call for Keith Barber, Kyle Kaminsky? Where's the call for their jobs? Because it's time to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They've all been there too long. I've never seen anything. The Michigan Department of Corrections, there's just no oversight. They just act as a rogue agency because the governors have allowed it. And I think it's time that the feds come in and take over state prison because this is hellacious. She can't make up how she looks.
Oh,
And
but
we're all
that was the thing too. People were saying, "Oh, the pictures are fake." No, they're not.
we did not AI the pictures.
Actually, those pictures came with her off her doctor's progress notes.
Oh.
Her doctor, who probably like looked at her and said, "Oh hell no, I'm not gonna be responsible for this."
Yep.
Took that picture, and
Yep.
that's what's on her progress notes that they sent back to NDOC with her and sent a copy to her. I know people we've been getting collected. Who is that with those glasses on? That's her. That's Krystal. She has those glasses on because the mold is her vision is so bad. Those are her ears. That's her hair falling out because of the mold. That's her face and neck all swollen. That's Krystal Denise Clark. That's nothing we did. We didn't touch up. We just blew them up and put them on so people could see. That's it. That's how she looked today in 2026. She kept telling me my hair is falling out in clumps. I didn't think that her hair was falling out to the point that like that. And nobody's alarmed. And she saw Heidi Washington the other day, and she was like, "Look at me. Look at me," while she was trying to run and get away from Krystal. Look what y'all doing to me. The first thing she said, "Would you let us scrape your ears?" Because they like to scrape the stuff off so they could take a picture and act like there's nothing wrong with her ears. That was dirt. Have anybody seen dirt look like that? Because I ain't never seen no dirt look like that.
30 years, but I ain't never seen nothing look like that, and they haven't either. And that's why I question her humanity. You have no soul, Heidi Washington. For you to be able to look at Krystal Clark and see that, and to see this, and you do nothing, you have no soul. How could, if I saw someone like that, I would have said, "Oh hell, call an ambulance now. Get her out of here now." But instead, what do? You double down and walk away, leaving her looking like that. Like that's just normal. That's dirt. No. You know what it is? They don't give a damn about slaves. The 13th Amendment is the fault for all of this. They don't give a damn. It was so funny. It's not funny. What's so just devastating is that when I look at our legislators that aren't moving, they're not doing anything, it makes me understand how many of them are okay with slavery. You got to be. You have to be okay with slavery to see someone being treated like this, knowing that it is a violation of the Amendment, knowing that it's a violation of the 14th Amendment, knowing that it's all kind of violations, you must be out of your mind to think that this is normal. This is devastating. This, to me, shows that people should be on their way to prison. Dr. Carmen McIntyre, you, ma'am, should be on your way to prison. On May the 6th of last year, you lied and told Keith Barber that there was no reinfection of aspergillus, but guess what? Aspergillus was still there. We know that you all have been fixing those tests, and we might not be able to prove it right now. But one thing about it, God is revealing all. We know that you all did something to manipulate those tests. And not to mention the whistleblower, saying that she believes that you all were manipulating the test. God is going to expose you. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. What you've been sowing, one day you're going to have to reap yourself, Don Jones, Jacqueline Jones, Matthew Ellison, Dr. Ellison, Carmen McIntyre, Heidi Washington, up to Governor Whitmer. Because, ma'am, this is your legacy. You want to run for president, you need to run and hide. That's what you need to run and do. Your daughters one day are going to be ashamed of you and the legacy that you are leaving behind. The legacy that you are leaving behind is going to drive a wedge between you and your children because they will know how evil their mother really is.
Shawana? Oh, she's not on here. Okay. So, also this week, story came out, and I want to play that story. It was it came out unexpectedly. We found out about it at the protest, and so I want to play this for us because, and I'm gonna bring Shawana back on before I put it on here. Shawana?
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead. I'm going to put the video on. Hold on, you guys. I was having some little difficulties for 2 seconds.
A Black Michigan woman is incarcerated. She's getting sick from toxic mold in her cell, according to the report. I want you to put a before and after picture up. This is the same woman. Krystal Clark, 41 years of age. She's a 41-year-old mother of 4, has been incarcerated at Huron Valley Correctional Facility for 15 years, and exposure to mold is making her seriously ill. Meanwhile, her concerns have been ignored by the state of Michigan. Clark has been incarcerated at the Women's Correctional Facility since 2011 for an armed robbery. She said she just spent years suffering from exposure to black mold that has left her struggling to breathe, partially paralyzed, and unable to walk without assistance. This is major, this is extreme, and this is, as the senator said during the last break, cruel and unusual punishment, which is antithetical to the U.S. Constitution. According to medical records previously obtained, Metro Times obtained these records. Testing in 2023 identified aspergillus, a potentially life-threatening fungus, in Clark's ears and also her lungs. An allergy specialist diagnosed her with mold-related growth in her ears in 2022. This is very real. But prison officials repeatedly denied her request to return to the specialist for follow-up treatment. Clark also suffers from Wolff-Parkinson White syndrome, a heart condition that complicates her respiratory illness. Now let's zoom out for a moment. Remember the stories we've reported on right here on Indisputable, where the prison facility has decided or did decide to take liberties with not making sure people had follow-up care? Remember that? What was the reason? Well, because they got to save money. And the contractor in those cases, they were able to pocket the money they did not spend on quality health care.
You don't know what an AI work management platform is? Okay, let me tell you. Here's 3 new AI-powered changes to the...
There's more. Quote, the medical care is ridiculous and disgusting, she said. Quote, they barely even know anything. How do they even get licenses? She says she lacks even basic hygiene supplies, including soap, and accuses prison officials of downplaying her condition, covering up evidence, and portraying her as mentally unstable. Quote, everything is being covered up, Clark said, being made to look like I'm crazy, and nothing is wrong when y'all know the truth. You will express in an excited and aggressive manner when you're telling the truth and nobody believes you. Ben Crump, Attorney Ben Crump, when him and I lectured at Bowie University, he signed his book and he told me what his book was about and the nuances of the book. And he talked about it on Indisputable. And the book is called Worse Than a Lie. And he went into detail about what's worse than a lie and why it's worse than a lie. Remember, what's worse than a lie? Telling the truth and having no one believe you. Mm-hmm. That is worse than a lie. J. Love, a criminal justice advocate who has worked with Clark, said the situation has now become life-threatening. Clark, she said, was recently denied a breathing treatment while struggling to even breathe. Quote, she doesn't have a death sentence, Love previously told Metro Times, but the facility has given her one with this mold. Put up full mask. Both J. Love and activist Tish Duckworth have been fighting to get clemency for Krystal Clark, as well as better medical care for her while being incarcerated. Love says an application is on the governor's desk. That's Governor Whitmer. We're asking or begging the governor to please look over that to grant her clemency so she can get the proper health care outside of the facility, Duckworth said. There's more to this story. Now, why would an attorney or an activist or advocate have to beg the governor to get a medical provider? Now, remember, a prison is many things, including a health care provider. That is the law. That is statutory. There should be no ambiguity about this. It is no different than if me or you go to a hospital, we have a life-threatening condition, but everybody's trying to cover it up and not provide health care for us. We would be outraged. Our families would be outraged and heartbroken. Health failing, barely able to breathe. What's the difference here? Well, she's incarcerated. So in the eyes of people who can't see humanity beyond their smallness, they will decide that she's not worthy of the same humanity. that they would be worthy of. It's insane. It's a ridiculous thought. July 2025. Metro Times reported that a federal judge found conditions at the prison so severe that they may actually violate the United States Constitution. U.S. District Judge Stephen J. Murphy III wrote that the facility is, quote, infested with mold that eats through brick, it eats through metal, it drips from the ceilings, it falls from air vents. The judge cited allegations that the mold has caused respiratory infections, coughing, wheezing, rashes, dizziness, and fatigue, and said the symptoms were severe enough to meet the legal threshold for what? Cruel and unusual punishment. However, Michigan Department of Correction continues to deny that these are the conditions inside of the prison. Now, I want to talk to those who work there. If you know somebody who's a correctional officer or work in maintenance or support staff, make sure you get this segment to them. I want to talk directly to you. Your superiors don't care about the incarcerated. They also don't care about you. There's a saying for those who are incarcerated to those who oversee them. You're serving time with them. Let's say you work an 8-hour shift, sometimes 12. Maybe you pull a double. You're breathing in the same air that they're breathing. Mold does not discriminate based on having an orange jumpsuit or a blue uniform.
Come on.
You're handling the inmates who have mold growing inside and outside of their body. The air is artificially filtered inside of a prison. Every single one of you are being adversely impacted. So if you're not on the side of the incarcerated, you're not even on your own side for your health.
Come on now.
You may not have the symptoms that individuals who are forced to breathe this in 24 hours a day may have, but I guarantee you there's something. Put it up, full mask. This is the same correctional facility that is under fire for 2 inmate deaths within mere days of one another. Attorneys for the family of a 28-year-old woman who died inside of Michigan's only prison for women say they are receiving alarming tips from other inmates about the days and hours leading up to her death, which came just weeks before she was scheduled to be released on parole. Timothy Holland, an attorney representing Kiara Howard's family, said his firm has been told Howard may have been sick for some time, and that inmates reported hearing her call out for help for an extended period before her death. Those individuals are not lying. You know why? Because those individuals are not mere inmates. They are her friends. They are her friends. The second woman who died, Rebecca Fackler, 57-year-old, died on Sunday while incarcerated at the Women's Correctional Facility. The Michigan Department of Corrections said the department did not provide a cause of death, but said that life-saving measures were initiated at the prison by staff and continued by EMS upon their arrival to the facility, but without success. In 2025, 6 women died at that prison. 4 died of chronic conditions and 2 died of unknown causes. These deaths have prompted flood law to investigate the deaths as part of an ongoing civil rights litigation involving women at that facility. The law firm is already representing hundreds of women in a lawsuit alleging officers at the prison used body cameras and to record strip searches showers, bathroom use, medical appointments, and other moments when women had a reasonable expectation of privacy. This is so damn sad. It's sick. It's sick. And what kind of leadership would allow something so corrupt?
Yes.
Do we forget that all of us came here by way of a woman? Do we forget that? Every single one of us owe our lives to women.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the only women's facility in that state with this kind of extreme corrupt behavior, allegation, with no remedy or recourse other than, oh, well, that's not happening here. A judge said it's happening, so much so that it likely violates the U.S. Constitution for cruel and unusual punishment. You have a woman that has multiple medical diagnoses of her condition, physical expression of the toxin inside of her body. Nothing is being done. We highlight these stories because they're human beings. They are souls too. And for the Christian evangelicals who will scroll past this and not give it one iota of concern because the women are incarcerated, I want to remind you what your Lord and Savior said. Not Donald Trump, the other, Jesus. He said, what you do to the least of these, you have done also unto me.
Don't sell your house without getting bonus cash. I can buy your house fast and can pay your next month's mortgage or cover your moving costs. My team buys homes exactly as they are. Any condition, any situation.
All right, Senator thoughts.
And adding to that, Doctor, when I was in prison, did you come see me?
That's right.
When I was hungry, did you feed me? When I needed clothing, did you clothe me? I mean, all of that. This is so much to unpack. So I am going to start with Governor Whitmer. So again, for those who want to be partisans for the sake of being partisan, see, I don't roll like that, Doc, and I think our audience knows this. Had this been a Republican administration, for some, they would be jumping all over this. But I know that's not the indisputable viewers, because we just call it like we see it.
Right.
But Governor Whitmer is a Democrat.
That's right.
I believe this is her second term, and this is a state facility. So she is in charge of the facility. So the buck stops at her. Definitely sick. I wrote down sick. I wrote down depraved. These people are depraved. Working in the prison system is hard. There's no doubt about it. But this is what I put in the category of a ministry type profession. And no doubt, some of them people deserve to be there. Don't get me wrong. But that doesn't mean you have to hold them in places that are not only unhealthy, but that hasten their death. And the judge, like many judges, do not come out every single day to say that a facility is violating the Constitution of the United States of America, and yet still nothing is being done. So this message is to Governor Whitmer, who most likely will attempt to run for president in 2028. I want her to have several seats. Because if she can't manage the prison system in her own state, she is not worthy to be president of the United States of America. And because there's a disproportionate amount of people of color in those prisons, Black women to be specific, those be the very people, Doctor, these Democrats run and try to get their votes. I know she knows that this is going on. She has people in place who should be handling this. And if they are not handling this, then they need to move on out the way. And she needs to get people who can. This is depravity. This is just, and thank God for Attorney Ben Crump. This is social economic discrimination. Again, as we laid out in the other story, poverty is a crime. In this country, poverty is already defaults to crime. Just your existence and being poor is a crime. And you got to fight like hell to try to buck up against a system that was never designed to help you out. And then I'm not sure people understand this. I served on the Judiciary Committee in the Senate. Most people who go to prison in the United States of America are coming out at some point. They're coming out. So do we want them to come out better, if we can, better than when they went in, or worse? I would say that our tax dollars should be invested in ensuring, as much as humanly possible, through systemic changes, investments, that they have a fighting chance to come out better and not worse. I remember a gentleman testifying before the Judiciary Committee when we were looking at reforms in the criminal justice system, just to save money primarily. You know, some people for more reasons, other was for the money. And I remember the gentleman saying that he came out worse than when he went in. Doc, and that was mentally and that was physically. The same applies here, all up in our face. And those who pay tax dollars in Michigan should be outraged by this. You don't treat human beings like this. So, Doc, hey, Whitmer, I'm gonna keep this on my list. So when she jumps up there to run for president in 2028.
Yeah, she got some explaining to do. And if you can't stand up to a prison warden, I damn sure don't expect you to stand up to an oil tycoon. If you can't stand up to a governmental agency and you're the governor and leader of that agency, I have no expectation you would stand up to Big Pharma. And those are the types of leaders. We need to look at measured leadership like that as we move forward, because if they have a history of not standing up and creating significant and sensational reform at whatever level of leadership they had prior, we should not expect them to all of a sudden figure out that moving forward.
Why should they get promoted? Your point about the people who work in that system, that was dead on. I wrote, "To thy own self be true." Basically, you're saying, hey, if you don't care about them, you got to care about you.
That's right.
So that was spot on. The union.
Yeah. Go ahead, you guys. Your mic is off, Shawan.
This is a human atrocity. And like I told you ladies earlier, I agree with Malcolm X today. This needs to be tried in world court. Because this is a world problem. Only in America are people who are incarcerated slaves. Only in America are we not human. Only in America are we 3/5. Only in America. Lady Liberty's scales are not blind, and they are not balanced. And our governor, she should never be allowed to run for anything else. Big Gretch, you are on notice. America does not want you as a president because you will go down as one of the worst governors in American history. Because if you did not stand for the least of these, you will not stand for any of these. And I think that this year at Black Caucus in Washington in September, that this fight needs to be a conversation about humane treatment for people who are incarcerated across this country.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because Michigan looks like Alabama in Parchment Prison.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We need Sing Sing solutions. We need Alabama solutions. We need Huron Valley solutions. Because we are a punitive country who treats humans with more indignity. And unfortunately, I am elated to be on a line with you amazing women. But I'm going to take the time to say that it's Black women on the front line, and white men who want to lead. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. We are always the first on the front line, but they don't want us to lead. We can do all the foot labor, and they're okay with that. But I know what I've done in the battle for incarceration for the last 25 years. And I applaud you women for staying the course in this fight. And you stayed the course and you've done all the necessary things. And I think this is a bigger fight than Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And you have stayed the course to get national attention. And we still got a lying governor and a lying head of the MDOC and organizations that cannot come together for the greater cause, the greater good of humanity. But right now, I got a call for everybody, all hands on deck. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to eat together. We just have to want humanity. And if all roads lead to humanity, I'm willing to come to the table because Huron Valley should be shut down by the words of the federal government, not my words.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who just watched any of these videos and saw this young lady and are watching the people die, you can't be human if you don't feel it. You can't be. I've been watching women suffer and die in this prison since I took on the call to show up. And the conditions are getting worse year by year. And I don't understand how the correctional union is not up in arms. But if you
Hmm.
think about who correctional staff is, they don't care about them either. They're minorities and poor white people. They don't care if they breathe either. They'll replace them at the next session. So just know they don't care about you guys either. The governor doesn't care. The unions do not care. So everybody got blood on their hands.
Mm-hmm.
The stench of death reeks on everybody.
My God. Mm, mm.
I don't want that to be my legacy.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Because it didn't push back. Jennifer Wallace passed away in November. You went in there in September, you didn't push back, you didn't follow through, you didn't do. Then we had Jennifer Wallace. Then you didn't push back in January, February that you went in there. Then the oversight hearing, then push back. Now look, women dying, women in the hospital. We were out there at the rally and 2 different ambulances came in there taking people out of there. I was like, another ambulance? Just coming in and taking people out. That mold is taking people out.
That part.
All these women have one thing in common that we've been talking to: respiratory issues. They either can't breathe, it's hard to breathe. I have seen so many on different platforms, not only just on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. Women said they came home. One lady said, I didn't know what was wrong with me until I saw Krystal video and I went to the doctor. She didn't know that it was the mold, you know. And they can
You-
say, hey, it's this, it's that. They can say all the things, right? But the evidence shows differently.
That
The
part.
people we're talking to tell a different story. It's just not one or two. How many we've talked to, Trisha?
So a lot, but I think the coalition, the Stand Up, Speak Out coalition, is at about 52 women who have either been there or a family member of someone who has been there, you know, and yeah, their voices mean something, man.
And, and you know what's sad about what you ladies are saying? I've had lung cancer. And the environmental doctor said I got it from Valley State Prison for Women because I had black lung. And that was the common denominator, right? And they
Wow.
closed it down and brought it back as a men's prison.
Mm,
But
mm, mm.
it doesn't change the fact that I got lung cancer and black lung cancer from prison. It does. It's so funny that you just talked about Crystal's heart problem because I have Wolf Parkinson White. I have. I live with it, and everything that I did not inherit in my DNA, every other health problem I inherited from prison. And so I think that an environmental doctor needs to be in Huron Valley because I think we grapple with the long term effects of inhumane conditions
Mm-hmm.
and the life expectancy for people coming home is like aging in cat years.
Mm.
We don't live that long. Or our health has not. And I want to know why they are not letting an environmental doctor into Huron Valley. That's very telling of itself because
Exactly.
it's an environmental problem.
Because they rather deny it than do something
A-
to be proactive about it. They're
And
denying,
you talking
denying,
about
denying.
doctors?
Shawana froze.
I think
Uh,
that's the problem, right? Is that they get to deny what we all know is the truth. And so who will hold them accountable about that? Right? Like, um, how do they just continue to put out misinformation and then say that we're putting out misinformation? It's crazy.
right, right.
It's crazy, man. It's back to what I said, man. And it's back to, I believe just it's just the 13th Amendment. I think about that documentary, and I'm wondering how many of them would have actually had slaves in their house if you still could right now. If the prison system said, "Oh, legislators, you're more than welcome to take some folks from the prison and let them clean up your house," I wonder how many of them would take them. It's
Right,
just
like in Alabama right
right,
now.
right.
If you look at the Alabama solution, and we just had Danny Danrich on in here last week, who's from there. They lease, they're leasing their people out, right? They're leasing them out. They're leasing them out to work at McDonald's or work at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and all these little spots, and they might be making $15 an hour or whatever, but the people from the prison is making $2 a day. So $2 a day, and then they keep flopping them because you know why? I keep flopping them. I still got workers. I still get money. Who's getting that other? If they're getting $15 an hour, you're getting $2. Who's getting the rest of that money? So they're paying the prison something to get these workers in
Somebody
there.
getting it. Somebody
Somebody's
definitely.
getting the money. So this prison stuff is a big machine, and it's constantly going, and it's eating up people and spitting them out. And these people in this machine that works the machine, the things they do is systemic and oppressive, and they continue to do it because they believe in that machinery. And so for you to sit up and look a lady in her face, looking like that, and say, "Hey, we want to, do something to your ear," not seeing how she's breathing, not seeing how bad her body is swollen, not looking at how she has to move around this rollator. Like none of that matters to you because you still believe in slaves. You okay with it? That's why you be walking around with that German Shepherd.
That part. That part right there.
But I just want to let everybody know that we're going to still continue to organize in these efforts every Wednesday. And Shishay, you could talk about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we are in partnership with Workers Against Oppression. I mean, just a fiery group of individuals who have just taken the urgency of this matter, because that's really the biggest thing that we've had this whole time is people not understanding the sense of urgency that we're in. And so I'm grateful for Zane and Alex and just the entire team um, that continues to just uplift. And so, Workers Against Oppression and Survivor Street are connecting along with other groups, turning a moment into a movement, indivisible. We Rock, I believe, was there. Elbert Williams Voting Corner. I'm sure Silent Cry will be there when they get back. But we will be there every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Continuing to stand mobilized. And it's not just a time to come together and protest, it's a time of action. So many letters were signed, and and they sent letters out on behalf of the women and on behalf of Krystal. And so this movement is building. You can look away if you want and continue to look away if you want, but those that look away and have looked away, you will be held accountable.
Yeah, so that's every Wednesday. We'll be out there at Huron Valley at 6 p.m. Bring your family members. If you got a loved one in there, bring you a sign and I don't think, were we out there even, we was out there about an hour and a half, wasn't
Yeah, yep. It was about an hour and a half.
we? Mm-hmm. Uh,
Now! Now! Now!
yeah, I can feel that energy through
Yes.
that video. So
Wow.
yeah, guys, join us, and you know, especially if you have low. It's not just about Krystal; it's bigger than Krystal. Krystal just became the poster child of this movement because for 15 years she's been crying out for help, and they ignored her, said she was crazy, and so she's been pushing and telling other stories of other women. Um, she had a whole series going on prison radio where she would call in. You could still hear some of her videos there. But every Wednesday at 6, come out, bring your sign, bring your bullhorn. We're not playing. We got to stand. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. None of us is free until we all are free. What's going on there is a human crisis. It's inhumane, and we have to stand up. We're paying for it. We're paying for this. We're paying for not only what's going on in Huron Valley, but we're also paying for the lawsuits. That's our tax dollars. So would you want to pay it on the front or the back? You paying it both ways. So if my money, I want to hold some people accountable, because guess what? If you was messing up on your job and you was causing deaths, you would be out of there. You'll be out of there so quick that your head would spin. I'm telling you. So they don't get to no promotions. They don't get to go and try to act like they're doing something. They don't get to keep scandalizing our name. They don't get to keep on acting like there's nothing happening. There's nothing to see here. All the things that they're doing, they don't get to continue to do that while women are dying. Krystal, and I want to put this before we leave. I just want to put this in everybody's mind. Krystal is in an area now where they keep the women who are pregnant. So guess what? There are women who are pregnant, who are babies are developing inside of them, and guess what? They're breathing the mold too. They're breathing the mold too. They're cleaning the mold too. So just think about that. Incarcerated pregnant women, babies who are innocent, no matter why the mother are in there, they're innocent. And they don't even care enough about them to give them a safe space for their and fresh air for their babies. So I want to leave y'all with that. Join us on Wednesday. Trisha, do you have anything else to say before we go? So that's about it this week. We just want to hey, we got to hold people accountable, even if it don't feel good, even if your mic is mute, even if even if you don't like it, we have to hold you accountable, because people are losing their life.
Yeah. That is the last thing I want to say, Jay. I want to address State Rep Lori Pahusky. It was never personal. It was just a mere challenge, pleading for life. And for you to speak to me that way, telling me lose your number, for real, sis, when you know all that we were doing was pleading for life, it shows me exactly why you looked away. And so I pray that you check your heart and realize that those women needed your help and you failed them. And that's okay, because we all make mistakes. Now, repent first. Don't just make a press run acting like you had their best interests this whole time. You need to repent. You need to apologize to those mothers that lost their daughters and their family members, and then move forward in truth. Because right now you're not being truthful. So what we're saying is, while you are calling for Heidi Washington's resignation, we are asking for yours.
And with that being said, we'll see you next week. We're going to leave on a high note on turning the moment into a movement. We love you guys. We love everybody. That's why we're here. Good night.
Just a light of mine. I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. Just a light of mine. Just a light of mine. I'm gon' let it shine.
This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord, would you please just let it shine. Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night the pain ain't right. I wake up at night, I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man, I need to breathe. All I know is trauma, all I know is tickets. All I know is no visit. All I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for me. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And they make bad guy father get out soon. And the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to child each morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a couple noodles. Hey, you know what that feel like? Yeah, you know what it is. And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine, a little light of mine. Bad guy, Doughboy Week, all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, Week. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gonna pop off that LV, ooh-wee, cause that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Salute.